The rumor mill has started spinning around Christian McCaffrey's future in Carolina. The Panthers running back was asked about his future and had this to say for himself. Speak up. Hopefully I can too.
Keeping that away from me, that's out of my control. I'm trying to control everything I can control, and that's, having a great meeting here next and right now Carolina Panther and giving my all to this place.
All right, so we know things are bleak in Carolina right now, but he is a very talented player.
Yes, he is.
Where would you think it would be the best landing spot for him if he was to leave Carolina?
I would like to see him maybe the Bills.
Gosh, you're trying to send the Bills straight to the shit.
I'm saying the Bills would be a great move for him.
Absolutely.
That's probably my best one, Bills.
I would like to see him go to Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. I think you put him with Jimmy G in that offense and Deebo Samuels and George Kittle. The way Kyle Shanahan draws up plays, I think the Niners could get cooking on that side of the ball.
I promise Shady and I didn't talk about this, but hey, Bills.
Oh, man.
Josh Allen's your leading rusher. Maybe go get a running back. What did the Rams say last year? F them picks?
F them picks.
F them picks.
Oh, man.
Go win a championship. Get Christian McCaffrey on that team.
Hoarding is not my style, and hoarding draft picks when you're in a Super Bowl window is weird.
This is their year.
Yeah,
they got a shot.
Just go all in. I'm with you there. Also, I don't love Josh Allen being the leading rusher. Like, he can be a
bad man.
It's only by a yard.
He is, but you don't want your quarterback doing that.
No,
yeah,
you're right.
And taking all that wear and tear.
But he's doing it without a lot of rushes, though. He only picking and choosing when to tote it.
Yeah, but
it ain't like he running it 25 times.
Only thing he gets hit, though. He's a big boy, though. Josh tough.
Contact.
So that's the only thing is like, it's some little hits, right? You're on the ground and the guy from the back comes with your little knee in the back. You're like,
yeah.
So little stuff like that.
All right, well, let's move on to Green Bay. Not literally, though, because it's probably really cold already. But not only did the Packers lose at home to the Jets on Sunday, but their quarterback and cornerstone, Aaron Rodgers, suffered a thumb injury. Rodgers is expected to practice today and tomorrow. He said he'll be, quote, ready to go on Sunday on the road against the Commanders. So we have James Jones here, former Packer. Knows this team well. How concerned are you? Well, we'll start with the Packers first. How concerned are you about the Packers?
Yeah, that's my dog. Number one, the thumb going to be fine. It got to be all right because I am concerned, right? I'm looking at this Packers football team and rooting for them, being a former Packer. I'm looking at the TV like, what is going on, right? We can't stop the run. We can't make plays down the field, explosive plays, right? We talking about the play calling and all that. Like, I'm concerned, right? Because we're not moving the ball on the offensive side of the ball, and we're not stopping nobody on the defensive side of the ball. You know what that equals, Shady?
What's that?
L's.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying? That's what they're getting right now. So until some of that changes, right? And you lost against the Giants and the Jets, right? Two teams that you should have won those games. That's why you
They winning now.
But that's why you came back from London and we got to pick our team. We said, give us the Jets, right? Because that should be an easy W for us, right? And you give up those two games, right? So I'm concerned right now, and if we lose to the Commanders, I'm panic mode because I don't really know what's going to happen with this football team right now because, like I said, if you can't stop the run or you can't create explosive plays or what we're not doing right now, you're not going to have a lot of success.
Yeah, I think the explosive plays is something that's really concerning because that's what you think of when you think of Aaron Rodgers, and they have not been able to do that. Statistically, all season it's been a problem, and that's what worries me about the Packers is because we've talked about a lot of this with the Bucs, and I'm sure that's going to pop up at some point in this segment, but they have the talent there that we've seen them win with before, and the injuries that they've had, they're back now. So at least it's there in the building. I don't know what can change within the building. Now, Randall Cobb, a guy that he trusts very much, is now out for a few weeks.
For a minute.
So this is panic mode. Now, to me, I didn't have high expectations for the Packers going into this year because I think losing a player like Devontae Adams, you can't replace in bulk. And that seems to be what they tried to do. And for a team like the Packers, I don't think that was going to work. The Chiefs I had more faith in, and it's, so far I've been right. But Dave, how concerned are you about the Packers?
No, I'm super concerned, and honestly, I picked the Packers to get to the Super Bowl.
There you go.
Oh, I like how you said that very low.
I'm not going to. I mean, I can't change up. It's a matter of record, but I'm concerned about it, and we talked about it with the Cowboys. I thought the Packers defense could carry them while they figured this out. Like, you go down the list of names, man. Kenny Clark, Preston Smith, Jair Alexander. The list goes on and on. They haven't looked like that. They have not looked like a unit that can carry a bad offense. And that's the thing. the offense was bad before Aaron hurt his thumb. It wasn't good. I mean, he's trying to teach young draft picks how to do this all at once. Randall Cobb, I got to know him in Dallas, one of my favorite guys that I've covered in the league.
Oh, wow.
He's not Randall Cobb from 2011, 2012, 2013. Like, he's not that player anymore. So even when he comes back, I don't know that that's enough juice to pick this offense up. And then on top of that, the thing that scares me the most probably is before the season, you look at this and you're like, Bears, Lions, forget about it.
Right.
Packers can mess around, win 9 games, and still win this division. Vikings are 5-1.
Playing good, too.
Playing really good football. Yeah. So now you're sitting here thinking, like, all right, are the Packers even, like, do they have a chance to win this division? I'm not writing that off yet, but if the Vikings keep stacking wins like this, they've already beaten the Packers, by the way, so they're halfway to the tiebreak. That's dicey, man. Like, I don't feel good about it at all.
Yeah, but this should be good. This is good for the Packers, though. Since Coach LaFleur has been here, it's been peaches and cream. 13-3. First round, bye in the playoff. Everything been good. It's a little adversity now. Y'all getting y'all butts kicked. You know, it's a little adversity, right? So interviews is changing and all that. Coaches is coming out. Players is coming out, right? It's problems in there, basically, is what everybody's saying, right? This is good, right? Find your way, and you got to figure out a way to make some plays.
Joey, I'm missing something here. They told us why they're concerned, but they didn't say the main reason why they're concerned. I didn't hear nobody say nothing about Aaron Rodgers.
I said the offense and the defense.
I didn't hear nothing about Aaron Rodgers, number 12.
Stop the run, no explosive plays.
First of all, they're number 1 defense against the pass, right? They're number 5 in defense total. Okay?
That's because teams ain't passing, Shady. They running.
I just want to, in this show, we let each other go in peace.
I feel
okay?
you.
All right? You knew this show,
passing.
we go in peace. Let me go, brother.
They not passing.
First of all,
man.
Nobody said nothing about Aaron Rodgers yet. So everybody picking at you. That's his problem. He gets all these passes. They go to playoffs, number 1 seed, they lose.
Wow.
Nobody says nothing about Aaron Rodgers. Well, I'm going to say it today.
Wow.
When I watch Aaron Rodgers, he don't look the same. He's holding the ball. He's looking to get tackled, looking to get sacked. When I watch him, his eyes not even downfield. I've never seen Aaron Rodgers not look downfield. That's
true.
He's looking at the rush. He's looking to get sacked. So, yes, I think the young receivers are an issue. They're young. I mean, it don't help that my all-star, superstar quarterback, my GOAT, talks bad about me in the media, right? We're supposed to be gelling together in camp. That's what camp's for. But that's one part. But the second part is he's not playing well with himself. So before we start picking players and pointing the finger, let's start with Aaron Rodgers. He is not playing well.
Yeah,
do we all agree with that? So now we can go with all these excuses about the coach, defense.
All right,
let's talk about 12 is not playing well.
Rank the reasons why the Packers are 500 and, like, where do you put Aaron Rodgers on that list?
For example,
he's not at the top of mine.
He's not the top of yours?
No.
When they had
Aaron Rodgers.
When Devontae Adams left, right? Yeah. I said, dang, man, he's gonna miss A-Rod. Yeah. A-Rod, we put him in the category with the Tom Brady's where he can play with anybody. Yeah. He can win with anybody.
And because he showed you that.
I really watched. He can't. He needs Devontae Adams more than Devontae Adams needs him, and it shows. All them easy out third down outlets, you know, them back shoulder throws. That was all Devontae Adams. All them catches between 2 defenders and all that crazy stuff. That's him. He needs him more than Devontae Adams.
Special, and I'll never disagree with you on that.
That's the obvious.
But Aaron Rodgers has been out there with 0 people at that wide receiver position and has balled out. And the reason why a lot of people took them to go to the Super Bowl is because when Devontae was out, they have been 7-0 without Devontae Adams on the football field, right? Because of the guy that you're saying ain't playing well in 12. He went out there and made everybody around him look special. He's not playing well right now.
Thank you.
He is looking at the rush because he don't trust those guys down the football field. I've been in a room with Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson and Donald Driver and Greg Jennings, right? Greg knew where we was going to be. I mean, A-Rod knew where we was going to be, when we was going to be, and we all ran our routes different. We knew the offense was going to go like this. Like, we acted like it's surprised, like we thought this offense was going to go like this without DA. We knew it was going to go like this because they was going to have to fit in some Sammy Watkins and some new receivers and all that. Now everybody looking like, what's going on? No, we knew it was going to be like this. But like you said, what we didn't know is this defense was going to give up 5 yards a carry. Yeah, you said number 1 against the pass because teams is running the ball.
Number 5 in defense. Number 5 in defense. Number 5 in defense.
My issue with the Packers situation right now, though, is to Shady's point, because I feel this way as well. We give Aaron a lot of praise, which is due. He's back-to-back MVP. He's extremely talented. One of the greatest throwers of the ball. Yeah, I mean, it's true. He is incredibly talented. Yes, but when you see a team in a situation like the Packers are in this year, with some Super Bowl level expectations, which they should be.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur, boy wonder, 13-3, back-to-back years, buys and home field advantage and all of that stuff. It's all wonderful, back-to-back MVPs, all that. But the performances aren't there in the postseason. And my question is, with this team, the way that they're playing, and particularly with a guy that we always elevate in Aaron Rodgers, is he going to be able to elevate this team to a place where they're a contender? Because they were incredible last year and did the same performance in the postseason that the Dallas Cowboys did.
To be honest with you, Joy, looking at the way the Packers is playing, I don't even know we need to be talking postseason right now, and that's straight up. Like, they got to find
A-Rod, not in the playoffs?
They got to
No
find
way.
They got to find ways to win games, and that's just real deal. Like, you got to find ways to win. Like, playoff talk shouldn't even be in the locker room right now. It shouldn't even be in the coaches' meetings, none of that. We got to find ways to win game, or we not going to be in the playoffs. We not going to win the division the way the Vikings is playing, and you're going to find yourself at home.
Well, the Vikings, they did lose to somebody, though.
Who they lose to? Who they lose to?
The Eagles. Dave, do you blame Aaron Rodgers for the Packers' struggles?
Aaron Rodgers deserves some blame. He's the
But you said he's not the top, one of the top three.
No, he's
Can we get a
not.
percentage, Dave? Can we get a little percentage? Like
Give him
60, 70?
I don't know.
Like 80, like 70.
How much is a five?
25, like a
25?
a healthy chunk, but not the whole. Dude, the thing that bothers me about the Packers, James would know this. And again, I made the joke about the Bills. Go get Christian McCaffrey. The Rams, F them picks. Packers have been on the cusp of being a Super Bowl team for 3 years, and they just run it back. And I hate to compare them to the Cowboys because the Cowboys can't even make it to NFC title games and stuff like that. But the Cowboys are the same way. They just try to recycle it, and they're like, oh, we'll just draft really well. We'll get a Micah Parsons every year. Christian Watson, he'll just be Devontae Adams right away. Never mind the fact that it took Devontae Adams like 3 or 4 years to become a stud. But they're not doing that. They have not, whether it's free agency, whether it's trades, whether it's taking bigger swings in the draft, not drafting quarterbacks when you have Aaron Rodgers on your roster, not waiting till the second round to get receivers. They've invested in their O-line, but even, David Bakhtiari is not a young guy anymore. Elton Jenkins was drafted 3-4 years ago at this point. Like, they haven't spent significant resources on the offensive line in a while. And I get it. The defense looks good on paper anyway because of where they spent that. But
Different defense. Sorry.
I don't think the Packers have done as much as they could have to surround Aaron Rodgers with talent over the last 4 or 5 years.
They are very conservative when it comes to that. And for the most part, I've been on Aaron Rodgers' side with all of that because every other team will be aggressive. The Rams, they got a bank account in the Caymans or something. I don't know how they can pay everybody.
I will say, it's worth pointing.
Everybody is aggressive.
You have to be in this day and age, in my opinion, with how much parity there is. I will say, for a long time, I was like, Aaron Rodgers, throw whoever you want to out there, and he's going to play like an MVP.
That's what we all thought. That's what we all thought.
At the very least, I can get some harmony here because, like, at this stage in his career, he might not be at that level anymore. He was. I really believe he was.
We're talking right now, right? We're talking right now.
Right today.
Then we all agree with that.
Right today.
Because back then, I'm like, yo, you can put anybody out there.
So how much is on Aaron Rodgers?
80%.
80%.
I would say
it's a lot of year. It's a lot of damn good defenders.
$50 million a year.
I'm gonna say 60 Aaron, 30 coach. Get the rest to everybody else. You get the most praise.
Yeah.
You get back-to-back MVP.
Yeah.
We're always talking about Aaron Rodgers in this air up here. I think you got to elevate no matter who's on the field with you.
I'll give you 50% because we know how bad of a man he is.
I appreciate that.
Find a way to lead your team to victories, and we've seen him do it time and time again.
Fox Bet Super 6.